Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this very interesting fireside chat session with Mudit and Sandeep. Mudit and Sandeep, as you know, are veterans in the telecom industry in the area of network and also cloud transformation for their respective organizations. I will let them talk more about the kind of work that they are getting into, but I wanted to cover the context of why such an important topic is being covered as part of our agenda. Digital transformation is is becoming the new norm, and the role of telcos in the digital transformation process for their end customers, especially enterprise customer, is something that is becoming ubiquitous as well as very relevant in the current scheme of things. When it comes to cloud and public cloud, the current estimate of public cloud market is in the range of around $233 billion worldwide. And the percentage share of telco cloud in that is less than 2%. However, telcos own more than in the context of India, more than 100 crores of customer base, which offers a very big potential for telcos to be not only entrenched in this market, but also add a lot of value when it comes to services that need to be rendered for the customers. And how best to render uh, 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 and how best to render by being part of the digital transformation process of the end customers. Telcos play a role not only in the area of enabling customers, but also transforming and optimizing the businesses of customers. To discuss this with me, I have Sandeep and Mudit. I'll first go on to Mudit to first ask a very important question. Telcos have traditionally been seen as a connectivity provider. Now that you're being seen as a partner in the digital transformation process of enterprise customers, what are the different fields of play that you see telcos engaging into to enhance the potential of the network that you own? Mudit, could you share your views around that?
Thanks, Puru. Sure. So you mentioned three important points. You very well laid out the preamble of the digital agenda. You talked about the cloud, the public cloud, and the telco presence globally, and your question about the role the telcos can play, are playing, and these are very important facets of the question. So let me take them one by one. Let me talk about the Indian digital agenda. Let me talk about how cloud and how telcos and how telco cloud is pivotal, and therefore how it will unleash a big opportunity ahead of us. So point number one, if we see that India has been leading as far as the data traffic is concerned. So we see we have more than 1 billion customers, and we have more than 600 million of them who are using smartphones. The sheer data traffic that we are carrying as a country is upwards of 800 crores gigabytes. So humongous data traffic we are consuming, and even on a per customer basis. What we should also recognize that this data traffic is being carried at a price point which is less than rupees 8 per gigabyte. So this is a role that telco is playing. And how is this enabling the digital agenda? So if you see, we have got more than 1 billion people who have Aadhaar cards, which is a digital ID. And now this combined with the telco connectivity has led to and put an overlay the fact that we have more than 700 million internet users, more than 400 million people who are consuming social internet. Now this creates an opportunity and all the right ingredients to create the digital agenda and to create the digital transformation that we all are so passionate about. Now, this is what the starting point is. This is what what our starting point is. Now, what is the opportunity? So, if you see globally, the GSMA, Ericsson, and many people have done studies, and they have said that more than 600 billion of opportunity exists in what you may call private networks, in what you may call edge cloud enabled private networks, and those opportunity exist in a set of sectors. So it is not only about autonomous driving, but it is about the entire connected car, connected vehicle monitoring, tracking ecosystem. For example, as one use case, enhanced video surveillance, real time automation in factories, driving smart factories, managing hazardous environment in mines, all of the smart surveillance of logistics, etc. That's a big thing. uh, the How can it inform, how can it create smart universities, how can it reach telemedicine in rural areas, how can it screen the people who need medical attention, how can we create smart cities and smart factories and smart offices and smart universities, and how can we create a smart retail sector, how can we use the is a big opportunity. Now, where do telco fit in? What are the assets that telco have? So, if you see in India, for example, telcos have presence in more than 200,000 locations. They have got a spectrum which ubiquitously reaches out to these billions of users and very well connects them while they are on their move, and connects them with a fantastic latency budget and with a fantastic bandwidth availability. Now, these are some of the assets that telco have. And now, how can they enable the digital agenda? Because then it completes the picture on how the opportunity can evolve. So, if you want to develop trusted communities, for example, where different people, the large unorganized sector, the large rural sector, the large outer markets in India, who who can come on this, you can put a blockchain set of communities where people can get certified, where we can open up location APIs, where we can open up authorization APIs, and different farmers who don't have tractors can share the assets. They can get their credit ranking rated, they can get their work rated, and basis that they can get loans, they can get access to a lot of things. The knowledge on how on where to store their production, how to reach to the market so that the production is not lost, putting drone as a service to survey the fields and the farms and the yield. Now if you change to the manufacturing sector, using the same drone as a service to for example, monitor factory environments, look out for hazardous locations, monitor different oil tanks, monitor towers, and do preemptive maintenance, do acts which are otherwise done by human beings in hazardous scenarios. So we can go on and on. And the point is, this is where the telcos opportunity lie. They can use their spectrum, they can use their wide site presence, they can use their ubiquitous connectivity, they can use the fact that they have got connectivity and compute capability at 200,000 locations. You can overlay AI on top of it, you can reach AI at edge, and you can overlay it with APIs, and this will then unleash the applications, which will then unleash the productivity. And the use cases that telcos can launch on top of this is things like asset tracking, things like construction worker security, things like factor authentication enabling blockchain communities, things like providing policy as a service, private LTE as a network to ports, etc., etc. And this is where the opportunity lies. And this is what possibly telcos can do, right? And if you put all of this together, then you can very quickly see that in India alone, we can create a business of more than $5 billion in a couple of years from now. Now, this is why is this important? Because unless there is money to go for, the ecosystem will not evolve, right? So this is what my take on what the opportunity is. We can also discuss what it will take to bring out this ecosystem. What are some of the challenges that we need to face together? We can talk a little bit about that later. But this is what I see the opportunity is, and where telcos can contribute. Please see if it makes sense to you.
Absolutely, Mudit. I think what you covered were fantastic use cases of what is the potential, and how can telcos actually add value beyond just being a connectivity partner. Connectivity is an essence to enable the service, but to transform and to optimize the service, you need to have a larger play in it, and you have very articulately discussed that. Sandeep, if I can move on to you and briefly request you to share your experience on how are you seeing this transformation happening. We are also seeing cloud going to play a very important role when it comes to even transforming the network and the faster rollout of the network as well. You don't own the entire ecosystem, and I'm sure that you work with ecosystem partners. So, in addition to some of the use cases, would you like to touch upon how would telco cloud be not only an enabler but also a very important partner with multiple players in the ecosystem to drive transformation? Over to you, Sandeep.
Yep. Thanks, Purushottam, for inviting us here, and good afternoon to everyone. I will take a step in terms of extending the discussion, saying that the telcos have played a role beyond connectivity in really building digital India. I think mobile broadband and the telecom networks have been the platform and the foundation for really bringing on front all the digital services and the initiatives by the government on e-governance to really make India bring back on the map of digital digital economy and connected society. So I think this is the telcos playing the role there. And going forward, India moving from $3 trillion economy to $5 trillion economy, I think more than 60% of these incremental growth will come from digital services. And this is where we believe, as we talked about, that telcos will play the role beyond building digital India, but also transforming the enterprises with the presence that telcos have and the type of assets that the telcos have. I'll give you an example in terms of what type of use cases that we are already seeing and we are already engaged as Airtel. Obviously, we have a magnitude of landscape in terms of what industries can benefit from these vertical, or dedicated network solutions, which are basically moving the access network dedicated to the enterprises for all their automation and operational efficiencies that they're looking for, along with the cloud and AI/ML type of capabilities. It can benefit manufacturing, mining, healthcare, sports, education, even I would say agriculture, and as we're talking about possibly smart cities for natural resource management and all the right security and surveillance for our citizens. But I think I'll take an example, Purushottam, as to what we've done now. In one of the factories down south in India, we've actually transformed the factory from a traditional manufacturing to a completely automated manufacturing using this dedicated network, which means that the asset of the having the radio network in the factory itself dedicated to the whole factory operations, along with the cloud and AI/ML capability built on the edge itself for that particular enterprise and the industry that we're talking about in terms of manufacturing, is where they could reap the benefit of really bringing the digital footprint of the factory in real time, programming the AGVs and the manufacturing lines in the real time, getting the asset tracking in terms of where the inventory is, where the components are, picking them efficiently by use of these AGVs, and then increasing their efficiency of their resources, even by using video analytics to do quality controls. So there has been a real example in front of us as to how the telcos will go beyond the retail connectivity and really leverage and give collaborate with the enterprises with these type of network architectures. So we believe what it takes obviously is to do this transformation on industry vertical, is to have this dedicated network, to have a cloud and AI/ML type of capability, and obviously put together with security and surveillance, making sure that the whole network is completely cyber secure and provide the type of, I would say, agility to the enterprises to really digitize their operations. Just to talk about what you asked on how the whole cloud network is evolving within the telco space, within the telco as well as for these private networks. Over the last 3 years, we have been seeing in our network, we are rolling out our telco cloud or the network that we have, the network functions that we have on the telco cloud. So I think that has been the case for the core network. But now for the last year or so, we've been always been deploying O-RAN and vRAN capabilities. That means making our radio functions go on the cloud network as well. And I think this is where we've taken the leap in the last 6 months to build an open hybrid cloud, which can actually have multi-tenancies, multi-services, and that can host all lot of functions of network, including the enterprise applications. Because when we take the same network to the enterprises, you need to have network functions and the enterprise functions, applications to coexist on the same cloud network. And the beauty of it is that we as telcos are taking the leapfrog in terms of building an open cloud, which is fully automated in terms of a zero-touch operations and single-click deployment, which gives us the efficiency, the scalability, the reliability, and obviously the agility to provide new services. What we are looking forward for from our partners is obviously to have these network functions to be fully adaptable and scalable on these platforms, to be obviously having the right APIs for us to orchestrate in the real time these type of networks. And obviously at this time, if I may say, this is an opportunity where the application providers can now come and test their applications on the telco cloud, which has been the other way around till now. The applications, if they get onboarded on this telco cloud, then they will be able to take the advantage of these clouds going to the edge, which was never possible with the traditional OTT type of cloud networks. So that's how I see the landscape.
Great, Sandeep and Mudit. In the true spirit of actually looking at customer first, both of you have explained excellent use cases, which I'm sure the audience will get benefited and probably would like to explore. I just wanted your thoughts. As a matter of concluding this fireside chat. We all work with ecosystem partners. What would be your advice on some of the challenges that you foresee when it comes to actual cloud implementation, telco cloud implementation, and where do you see the role of ecosystem partners? One challenge, maybe one challenge each of you can articulate, which is very, very critical to manage, at the time of implementation. Mudit, can I ask you first, and then maybe we can go to Sandeep as well.
Sure. Very quickly, I will mention three challenges and maybe then talk about one. See, in NFV, in cloud for networks, one very important thing that we need to do is bring DevOps to networks, bring CI/CD pipeline to networks. So what it means is all the new versions of cloud and applications are seamlessly rolled out and scaled out. And why is that important? Because now we have hundreds of cloud deployment. Now trying to upgrade each and every location and trying to do it manually will be humongous time and would not be scalable. So putting DevOps, bringing DevOps in networks is a very, very important priority. And that requires a large number of ecosystem stakeholders to work and set this entire CI/CD pipeline. Now, that's an important challenge that we need to collectively make sure happens. Number one. Number two is a shared cloud, a universal cloud, a multi-tenant cloud, where we want multiple application partners to work conjointly together and use a shared resource. And that requires interoperability on the SDI layer, that requires a lot of changes in the storage and the networking, etc., etc. And we are doing it, and quite successfully. Now, spearheading that, and especially doing that in the new containerized era, where we can run the cloud native functions and we can run the virtual functions conjointly of multiple providers together. And not only the network guys, but the IT applications, IoT applications. Now, that's a very, very important thing to do, because that and that alone will give us the economics and will give us the simplicity which is needed for a large scale rollout and exploiting the opportunity in a proper manner. So I think creating a universal platform which can be used by would be, and that requires, and why is there a challenge? Because it requires working of several partners. In cloud, there are different partners providing storage, networking, providing Prometheus stack, monitoring, etc. On application sides, we have got different partners and different applications, and we need to bring all of this into a common denominator to make sense. And then we need to build on this a consistent API and put IoT applications, and then is when the true monetization of this cloud would be realized. And that's the challenge to be solved.
Thank you, Mudit. Can I ask you as well, Sandeep, on your views on some of the challenges?
Yeah, Purushottam, I think I would sum it up in saying the industry has to be adopting a culture of openness. I think that will sum it up in terms of whether the openness comes from the hardware platform, from the OS system, from the applications, from the APIs, and obviously helping the telcos and the industry at large to really build a scalable, reliable, efficient, and agile platform that can be used not only for telco applications, but any other applications that the enterprises are looking for. And openness is an important thing. We've been doing this journey over the last 1 year, And I think we're seeing that the industry is now becoming more open than it was a year back. And we really appreciate all the efforts by our partners to bring those open interfaces, open, I would say, the open source code algorithms and tools. And I think this is the way that we will really be able to build a hyperscale network, which will benefit not only telcos but enterprises at large.
Thank you, Sandeep. I think what you said is very important, and the choice that you now have is beyond the traditional OEM partners to also software companies and companies that have actually focused only on ORAN and specifically on cloud implementation. With that note, I'd like to really thank Mudit and Sandeep for this very engaging fireside chat session. I'm sure that all of you would have benefited from the knowledge that both these stalwarts have and have demonstrated during the course of the discussion. Thank you once again.